I'm currently having a internal battle. I'm having an internal battle right now. Okay, let's fix this camera. Oh, and my skin flare and everything. Last night I did the Wash Real Good hyaluronic acid solution from Ordinary. Might have put a little bit of the protecting serum over the forehead and stuff just to stop the dryness, but basically, yeah, I just essentially did that, and you can see the skin flare. I washed my face and I put the medication, and normally after I do that, it kind of looks more like puffy and a little bit more inflamed, but it is doing what it's doing, and I'm gonna be needing some refills, so eventually I'm going to get myself an in-person appointment with the dermatologist. So I'm on my way driving to the job. I have been having an internal battle in my journal on paper regarding a financial move that I plan on doing that will be executed mid to late summer. And my battle is, should I be strictly practical, or should I do something that I want on my bucket list? So I'm really asking myself, is this something that I could look back on and say, if it's completely practical, I could get the interest and save for it, but really, will I do it? And then also, it's a factor of time. As I'm talking, I'm starting to lean more towards a practical thing where doing corporate bonds, I would get interest, that money would be there, versus just taking the plunge and doing a trip. I am going back and forth, and by nature, I am a very practical person. As I'm driving to work, the more I'm starting to think, now I'm leaning towards practical. Anytime I start talking about it, I lean towards practical. And then I want to do this bucket thing where, like, right now I'm in my 60s, and this would be something where it would be like a trip, but it would involve a lot of walking. And I was looking at the activity level, and it would be moderate activity, and it said, if you do the excursions, be prepared to walk more. And they're saying it's moderate, where you would have to walk at least 2 miles, an average of 2 miles each day. But if you add the excursions, then you would walk up to 4 to 5 miles a day. I keep going back and forth. And then I've always wanted to do something in the nonprofit space. I could take that money and do an endeavor that would be lifelong charitable stuff. I'm just really thinking in my head, in terms of the potential funding, if I look back, what would I feel really good about? So, yeah, that's what's going on. I didn't do any of the educational stuff for the public health job this last week. I was planning on doing at least an hour or two, but I wouldn't be getting paid, so that hasn't been a priority. Now when I do the hospital education job off, that you can let them know, and then they'll pay you if you're doing it on your time off. So, but I'm definitely going to do a little bit, because I tend to take a little bit more time when I'm reading. So I really want to do a good job focusing and looking at it and making sure that I'm taking time. But one of the upline folks were like, we really want to get you moving. And that's the perfectionist in me. That's the pleaser in me. And I am in a battle with that, and saying, I'm going to do this while I'm working in between the meetings. So each thing takes a little bit of an hour, et cetera, et cetera. But it's also possible, see, here's the perfectionist side, that I might go to the co-working space. I'm already going to be doing some of the education stuff. I would spend more time doing the hospital stuff than I would spend with this. Yeah. And the one with the public health, these are one-time classes that I would have to take. I was looking through like on LinkedIn and Indeed to see for any jobs that I could highlight on my LinkedIn page or socials. And I hadn't really seen anything that I really wanted to highlight. Kind of like career pivot tips. I'm not a coach, but I think I have some things to share and say. Alrighty. And the public health job is complete. Yes, it is for the day. I'll be back next week. I found out I am back on the retail schedule, so I'll be over there in a couple days. And they have me scheduled for around 7 hours. I'm continuing with this internal battle that has gotten also to my journal. And I already know that some of the finances I'm going to use for getting a new stove. So I have an internal battle of going and doing something fun, which I really deserve as a woman in my 60s that hasn't been on a vacation in over 15 years. And I have wanted to have this one particular travel experience, and I have put it off so much. I also want to do some stuff I would like to get the completely new appliances and completely do my kitchen. But I know that that's probably not going to happen right now. I could do that, but then I couldn't take the trip. So it's like, I'm thinking about my age. I can get my kitchen cabinets done later on. I can do that when I'm in my late 60s or my 70s. But I'm at a point where I'm in my 60s, and a lot of this traveling involves a lot of walking. I'm used to a lot of walking because I work at the retail place. And I want to have these experiences while I'm young enough to be able to walk and enjoy the whole thing and not be tuckered out. But it's not necessarily the most practical thing to do. And then there's part of me where, if I get that money, my inclination is to put it in something like corporate bonds where I could get interest. And I'm thinking like, well, I could get the corporate bonds and I could, from the interest, I could bankroll the entire trip. It would take me probably 2.5 to 3 years to just use the interest to bankroll the trip. And I'm like, but during that time, I'm getting older. If I go when I'm thinking about going on the trip, I would be 62 years old. If I went ahead and did the trip, go ahead and pay for the trip now, that would give me something to look forward to. And then I can, of course, I would buy the traveler's insurance, anything, we're not going to put that energy out there, but I would certainly buy the trip coverage and all of that for the planes and everything. But then I would have time to plan for it, buy clothes, research, and really have something to be looking forward to.